What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Seder. Today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the awesome Asylum series by Madeline Rue. I'm sure you've all seen these books wherever books are sold. They've got those creepy covers. They say that they're supposed to be really thrilling and scary. After I became obsessed with American Horror Story, I was like, I bet you those aren't even going to be scary to me because I'm so desensitized to horror now that I'm like, whatever, those aren't going to be a thing. But I got really into listening to suspenseful thrillers for audiobooks, and I thought these sounded right up that alley, so I gave Asylum a shot, and I loved it. It was very immersive, and if you really allow yourself to get into the story, it's very suspenseful, it's very thrilling, it's pretty scary, and I really loved it. It gets a bad rep on Goodreads. People will give it 1 star, they'll say the writing is bad, but I thought that it did a really great job. And then I got to the second one and I still was so amazed. And I'm like, this is great. Why are people hating it? And then I read the third one and yeah, no, the third one's not good. So if you decide to read the series, just read the first 2. You don't need the third one, because it kind of concludes with the second one. You can kind of tell that the author was just stretching it. So what is this series about? Well, for the first 2, it kind of centers around this creepy old asylum right next door to the New Hampshire College. Our main character, Dan, is going to attend some little summer courses there for high school students just to kind of get their feet wet with college life. And he meets his 2 friends, Abby and Jordan, and they just, they just want to have fun. But creepy things keep happening. For starters, people keep getting murdered, and it's kind of paralleling this creepy old psychopath that used to be a patient at this asylum, and yeah, it gets kind of weird. Dan and Abby and Jordan kind of look into it, just like kids do in these creepy things. They start finding these creepy pictures and finding out all of this weird stuff about like how Abby might be related to it, and even more creepy that the warden of this asylum was Daniel Crawford, not Dan the main character, but they have the same name. And Dan keeps having these weird dreams and these weird visions about the warden, and he keeps blacking out, and it's getting really weird, and it just kind of escalates with these murders, and it gets really creepy. I found it very immersive, very thrilling, and it really kept me going, and I was just very interested to find out what was going to happen next. I can see where people are coming from with saying that the writing isn't good, because it is told with 3 teenagers, but that's kind of to be expected, and I liked that they were very realistic. They didn't behave like, oh, we can solve this thing without the police. No, they were just 3 goofy teenagers snooping around in an old asylum. And I also liked that they were friends, and they didn't really fight. There wasn't really any conflict with them. There wasn't any teenage drama, which to me was really great. And the ending was really interesting, and I really liked it, and it just kind of left me wanting more, which is what you should get out of a book like this. So fast forward to book number 2. Our 3 protagonists really want to just leave the horrors of this asylum behind them. They go home, and they're just really ready to just forget it all. But they can't. Somebody is mailing them these creepy old pictures and saying that you are not finished, you need to go back here and figure out what the heck is happening. Reluctantly, they do decide to attend a little prospective students weekend at the New Hampshire College and try and figure out what's going on. And I really liked the turn that this book took, because it kind of had this little creepy circus vibe. There was this weird cult, there might be hypnotism involved. It was very interesting to me, and it answered all the questions that the first book left, and it answered all the questions that this book in turn brought forth. It was very satisfying, it had a great conclusion, and I really liked it. But then I read the third one, and yeah. The third one does not follow the same story that the first 2 brought. It kind of goes on its own, and it does everything that the first 2 didn't, and that's why I didn't like it. There was drama, there was all this like unanswered stuff. I didn't understand why anything was happening. They don't really explain anything. It just wasn't as good. There weren't any like creepy ghosts, and there weren't any creepy circuses. It was just kind of like you should be afraid of this thing for no reason. So yeah, the third one was not so great. But overall, the first 2 books really does paint this awesome, horrifying story, and I really recommend it if you are a fan of really any kind of horror, especially American Horror Story though, because it's kind of like that, but without all the sex and nudity. So that's already a plus. So next week we are going to be talking about I Hunt Killers, which is basically about this teenager who's the son of a serial killer, and he is going to hunt down a serial killer, and it seems like it's going to be pretty good. The main character will just kind of be talking about something and suddenly slipped into, I could snap that guy's neck so easily, he'd be the perfect victim. No, wait. It's bad. No, we're not doing that. And it's very interesting, very entertaining to read. I'm really excited to talk about it. I hope it doesn't disappoint me. That's everything I got for you today, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye!